Hello everybody, how you doing? Wee Paddy from across the shock and a wee cup of tea because I'm Irish. That might become relevant later on depending on which video you watch. Um, you'll see by the title, this is my response to Super Steel Steve, the hero of the knife community. Right, you might think there's a bit of sarcasm in there. There is, but there's a a scary side that I want to. Look, I shouldn't respond to this, and in fact, already before I had watched last night's videos, because I don't follow Super Steel Steve, I unsubbed him the last time me and him had a row, and I was sorry I got into that row because I found out just who Super Steel Steve really is. So this is all over what happened to Justin and Molly, who were just the tip of the iceberg, I believe, and no, I have no reason not to believe it because it's been shown to be true that they had run-ins with Slicey Dicey, who was ripping off the people in his community for money, and I just feel as if I'm going to have my two pennies worth because I was called out again by this. I don't know, this call to arms, this great big fella in Knife World. I'm trying to keep this calm and I'm trying to, so this might go on a wee bit, but for those of you who are not being involved, and if you're not, I would stay out of it because I'm a bit thick and I'm just thick skinned. When people call me out, I can't not do it. So I feel as if I have to. Slicey Dicey apparently has been ripping his subs off. Now, Justin and Molly here from OCD for EDC. Lovely channel and really lovely couple, lovely married couple. Work very hard to keep their channel and grow their channel, and I have no beef with them whatsoever. I don't really know them. I watch their channel. Not a great commenter in a lot of channels, but I watch their channel and I like what they put out. I like their ethos, and I like when he dealt with the Slicey Dicey, he was right. He was a man. He stood up and called somebody out who was doing something wrong in our community, which is the right thing to do. And there's other people have come behind and said, yes, they'd been affected, and that's right. Yeah, it has to be called out because we don't want that happening. I don't want anybody to lose $5 ever again because of something that Slicey has done. So I am not here to justify Slicey Dicey. What he done was wrong. But I don't know whether Justin and Molly have asked Super Steel Steve to take over their fight. I would very much doubt they've asked for it. Just on my slight knowledge of listening, I watched the video because people had told me it was going on in the background, and then I, I went over stupidly because that's why I haven't slept most of the night because I've been saying shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I, and the thing is I am a man. I'll face my own problems. So when this man is mocking me on a YouTube channel with a Scottish accent, and we had a run in. I had a run in with Steve, and this is just to slightly let you know why I'm going to say this next comment. I'm going to ask my subscribers, please do not comment down below. Why would I say something strange like that? Because the last time I called Super Steel Steve out for being a bully, a foul-mouthed bully who just has to be heard above everybody else. The parapet is his. He stands in it, and it's his kingdom. And I called him out on it, and he didn't like it. And not only could he keep the argument, he couldn't keep the argument between me and him because he didn't have an argument. He's a foul-mouthed bully. Yeah, that's my opinion. Other people love him, and you can love him all you like. But I have proof. And this is where Stephen is proof. I have proof that he, I'm not even going to say that, but what I am going to say is that not only did Steve get angry because I wouldn't fight back and forward with him in the last fallout, he came onto my channel and then decided he would attack my subscribers who were nothing to do with him. They don't subscribe to him, and became verbally offensive to them because they had the cheek, subscribers with their own mind had the cheek to agree with what I'd said. And he went after a couple of them really badly. And the reason I took down the last videos is because one of the subscribers, who was being verbally attacked by Super Steel Steve, asked me to. Whether he asked me to or he told me what was happening and I decided, no, I don't need to fight any more than this. I'd said my point. People either believed it or they didn't. Thankfully, most of my subscribers know me and I'm honest, and I'll tell it to you how it is. I'm not going to hang back. What the hell, I'm retired. I couldn't give a monkey about Super Steel Steve. But, so my subscribers, please don't comment down below, because it's a good chance he will come after you. And he will verbally abuse you. That's all he can do. You know, I mean, that's all he can do. He has a wee video in front of him and a wee tiny keyboard, or he talks. I don't even think he makes knife videos. He does live videos. I have never seen one since then, up until last night. I went and watched solely the ones that he done for Molly and Justin, which I very much doubt. They seem like people that wouldn't ask somebody to fight their battles. They seem very able to do it themselves. And they called somebody out, which was right. And the people have come behind and said, well, you know, here, I haven't had this either. I haven't had that. And it's fair play. They have every right. If I'd lost £1 or something like that, I would be doing the same thing. But I haven't. Now, Super Steel Steve had somehow, he watches my channel. And I'd done a video. I was replying to one of my subscribers. I'm not going to name him. I was replying to him. He'd shared an intimate and really touching thing about his life, just letting people know a bit more about him and who he was. And I found it very, very hard, because it dealt with depression. He was talking about depression. So I went onto his video and I empathised with him, and I explained that I'd lost a son, and I know what depression's like, and I know how dangerous depression is, and I thanked them for sharing. Look, the video's there. You can go back. It's 2 videos back from this. You can go back and listen to that video if you want. I just backed them. And at the end of the video, I said, something along the lines, because I'm not going to paraphrase everything I said, but you'll get the gist. I said, depression is a very dangerous thing. And if I was slicey dicey, I would go and ask for help, because he stated in his videos he had depression. So I'm just going to believe that that is the truth. And maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, I don't know. But I don't believe in taking the risk of somebody's life, because I lost a son through depression and suicide. So it's a bit of a serious thing, and it's not something that I throw it about. And especially in this time when you've got a lot of servicemen who are killing themselves every day through depression. So that's my side of this. That's why I'm back in. For maybe those who haven't got the bottle to stand up to a bully like Super Steel Steve. But I'm only standing up for me in this video. I'm only standing up for me. But there has to be a background to why I'm making this video. So I've tried to give it the best I can. So what's been happening? Well, if you're not in the loop, which I haven't really been, because, it's just drama for drama's sake. But Justin and Molly's wasn't drama. They were calling somebody out because he had done them wrong. Rightly so. And it turns out there's been a whole lot of other people who have been done wrong by Slicey. So Super Steel Steve's on a campaign. He's got a platform that he can get his foul-mouthed, and there's nothing wrong with swearing, I swear, but on videos, he's just a foul-mouthed bully. And he made his videos, and if you really want to go and listen to somebody who has got small man syndrome, he's probably 6'4", it doesn't really matter. He has got small man syndrome. He's on the parapet shouting that, we should all come together as a whole community and show our bottle, and don't be such, well, I was nearly going to swear there, with such cards and stand up for the community. Molly and Justin seem to be doing that pretty well to me. And the other people were coming forward. And that's how Slicey Dicey has now closed the channel down for a while. And he said he was going to sort out and ask people to contact him, which is fair enough. And maybe he won't do it. I have no idea. But maybe he will. And maybe that would even prove somebody wrong. But anyhow, what I'm here to do is to... I grew up in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. My teenage years, the Troubles are very, very bad over here in Northern Ireland. And riots were a part of them. And the reason I'm choosing this, because it's not because it's Northern Ireland, but there's been, over this last couple of years, especially before COVID, with the riots, on all sorts of topics. Have you ever been to a good riot? And if you've ever been to a riot, there is no such thing as a good riot. But this is the comparison I'm going to make. Young, impressionable young people get involved with a passion for something. And usually at the back of that riot, there is somebody yelling, screaming louder than everybody else, encouraging people to go and deal with problems the wrong way. And the kids are at the front and they're pushed to the front. Get into the riot. You go and sort it out. I'll stand here and do the shouting for you. That's what I feel this is like. You know, and I don't mean to belittle riots, and if you've ever had anybody hurt in a riot, you know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm going with that. It's just, there's always somebody who instigates and does all the shouting and screaming, but yet doesn't really have a fight in the quarrel. They're there for the riot, not the cause. That's how I feel about Super Steel Steve. He is in this for the riot and not for the cause, because Slicey Dicey didn't do anything to him. So what if there's a very intelligent couple done it the right way, didn't have to F this up and down everybody is up and chicken and Facebook or YouTube land, you're all thick and face. I know you won't do it. Let me tell you, I'll predict what's going to happen. Jesus, that's what dictators do around the world. They take charge of your thoughts and then make you angry. Whatever Slicey's done, it's wrong. If he's genuinely sorry and he fixes it, I'll be the first to say, well done, at least you stood up for it. I don't follow Slicey. Well, he is on my subscribe list. I don't watch him very often now. I'm not really into the full-time YouTubers. I enjoy watching little channels an awful lot. And, you know, this is my hobby. I have said this for the last 4.5 years. This is my hobby. I don't come on here to get into a row, but I seem to be able to manage to do it all by myself. So I've got to take responsibility for that. But I just won't let somebody dictate my thought process, my principles. Let him tell me how I should react. You react as how you want to react. You don't try to get a gang behind you to say, come on, let's go and kick his head in, all four of us. I'll get that one and kick his head in. That's not my vision of life. That's not my vision of me. I don't need somebody to get me riled up. If somebody annoys me, I'll deal with them. I'll deal with them. Not my little army of followers that I've got on YouTube that have never actually met me. Well, some of them have. But haven't really listened to what I say and these things that he gets on. And it's all down. And Steve's whole persona is to drag everybody down. Like the makers are ripping us off, the knife companies are making us off. It's all down. I'm not like that. I'm here because this hobby lifts me up and it introduces me to people who I'll probably never meet, but who I have an affinity with. We love knives. So this call to arms, the band of warriors, all go over to kick one person's head in when the people who have been hurt by him are dealing with it. Let them deal with it. They're growing up as adults who can deal with them. They seem a really, really switched on couple who knew how to do it correctly. But employing somebody like Steve would not be a good thing. And I don't think they have. Sorry, that's my anger. I'll say things when I'm angry that is not me. It's not me. It has been in the past, mind you. I'm no flipping angel, let me tell you. It has been in the past. But one of the things that really hurt me when he was even talking about Slicey, and which he has no right to, he mocked the fact that the man's mother died a year ago, because Slicey had explained he's been suffering from depression. Super Steve, can I just tell you, people with depression try their hardest to hide it. It doesn't stand out on show on everybody with depression. It's a hidden killer, and that's what it is. And he mocked the fact that he didn't care who had died here, his dog had died there. Steve knew the fella's mother had died. There was no need for that. And that's incensed me. It incensed me. Absolutely incensed me. Where does that come into the knife world? When we're mocking and making fun of the fact that somebody's mother died. I don't care if his dog died or his parents are died. There's no excuse for that. No, there isn't. But throwing his mother up is below the belt by far. And I've lost both my parents, so let me tell you, I know how riled up I would be. I don't think I'm going to say much more, but I just want Super Steve to know that I'm not intimidated by you. If you want to have an argument, have an argument. If this is what you really feel that YouTube is all about, like 4 people picking on one fella down the street and kicking the living daylights out of him because we can, and he deserves every bit of it. That's not the way I run my life, and I hope that's not the way an awful lot of other people run out there. You don't need a gang to fight your battles. Do it yourself. And he's right, we should all do it ourselves. But we don't fight other people's battles just for the sake of it. Slicey's channel is wrecked now as far as I'm concerned. He'll never get it back to what it was. And people will, I would like to think they're not going to give him any money until all this is sorted out. And even then, I'd be very dubious. Come back as a hobbyist. If you've repaired the damage, come back as a hobbyist. Fair play to you, I'll say. As long as you've repaired the damage and paid back what you owe. And if you can't, there really isn't a place on YouTube for somebody like that. All I would like to say, you know, I was, yeah, be angry, it's our hobby and somebody's ruined it. But you know, everything in life, somebody will get it wrong and do it wrong. But the days of hanging people from trees for mob justice, it's long gone. This is a free world. I live in a free world. Most of you all live in a free world, and maybe there's some out there who are not, and they're the people that, you know, we should be fighting for as a society. Not Molly and Justin. Molly and Justin are well capable of doing it themselves. And I'm going to keep saying that because although I don't know them, just watching their video and listening to how they put their argument over, I am more inclined to listen to them than I am some loudmouth who has no dog in the fight. He just wants a fight. So there you go. Again, I'm going to say to my subs, please don't write down below, especially if you're worried about somebody who might come back and harass you, because that's what Steve done to my subs the last time. And I had to take down the video so that it couldn't continue. Not that my video was wrong. My video was right, and anybody who watched that video before I took it down, maybe they'll stand up and tell you what I said was right. There was nothing wrong in what I said. So there you go. There's wee Paddy back involved again in something I didn't want to be, and because I've let a foul-mouthed bully get under my skin. Don't be like Paddy, just ignore it. Let Molly and Justin deal with it. My God, there's bankers involved. I don't see them on YouTube screaming, yelling and shouting. Do you know what I mean? There's people who have got real jobs in high places. Do they really want to get involved with somebody like Super Steel Steve? He's just an angry man. And he's more to be pitied than... And do you know, to be honest with you, I need to say prayers for him. I need to say prayers for him because, you know, it got under my skin. And to my subs, I'm sorry I got involved again, but I just will not let somebody dictate to me how I'm going to run my life. Ain't going to happen. But I'm going to have a puff of my wee puffer. I'm going to wish you all a farewell. And I'm sorry for those that I've let down for doing this. I genuinely am. I shouldn't have done it, but I'm not going to let... Like Super Steel Steve wants us all to stand up and be a man. Well, here you are. I'm standing up being a man, Super Steel Steve. You're a loudmouth bully. That's all you are. A loudmouth bully. And you're not part of my hobby. You're not part of my hobby. And you're still unsubscribed from my channel. Do me the favour of unsubscribing me from yours. Don't watch my videos. I have nice people. I have nice subs who enjoy. Sometimes we argue, but we don't slander each other. We don't beat each other down because we have a different opinion. So there you go. And for all Super Steel Steve fans, if you want to unsub, unsub. I hope you don't, because mine's a different brand. It's a gentle, more friendly little channel that doesn't really cause that much controversy until I open my big mouth. But to Justin Mully, this was nothing to you and to anybody else who's been ripped off. This is nothing to do with you. It's just I'm not going to be told how to run my life by some loudmouth bully. You decide, as Doc P was on last night, and he talked about it, and you know, while I'm deciding, I'm going to let Justin and Molly and the people who were involved sort this out. I don't need to. I'm not there. I'm not in it. I haven't lost a penny to him. But yet I seem to get under the skin of Super Steel Steve. And he really needs to get a big Superman t-shirt. He really should. There we go. See, I'm bitter and I don't like this. I will have to pray for myself to get this out of me. There we go. Good cup of Irish tea, Nambarry. Best tea in the world. Take care now. All the best. Bye now.